Well, hi, folks. It's Dave
Gonna be
McPherson
wearing a mask.
representing the Capital Sports Bar in 6300 Ladyhammer Road in Halifax. In my presence here, we're going to see Russell Brannon, Rob Gooding, and Bill Livingston. That would be half of the Too Many Guitars band. Now, the big secret we've been holding out on is that we're going to have, for the first time ever, June the 2nd, a Sunday Hootenanny is the working title, and it is going to be these fine folks representing the Too Many Guitars band for an afternoon of incredible music and fun and merriment and dancing and drinking, and who knows what else will happen. But guys, first of all, welcome and thanks for coming on to this little promo video today with the Capital Sports Bar. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us, Dave.
Yeah, our pleasure.
Okay. Let's start at the beginning, I guess. How did this band come to be?
Well, I can sort of try to address that, but there is no Cole's Note version of it. So
No fear.
I'll do my best. The whole thing started during COVID, when Rob had posted some stuff on Facebook and put up a couple songs, and he also put up some shots of his amp room or guitar room or music room. And I reached out, and I've known Rob forever in the business, from him being at Buckley's and also becoming a rep later on, like I am or was. So I reached out to him and I said, unlike a lot of people that say, gee whiz, we should get together for a coffee, and you never do. I said to him, I'm not waiting for an invite to your house when we can have a bubble during COVID. I said, I'm telling you, I'm coming to your house. And I said, I'd like to look at your guitars and check that out. At the time, we also had another friend, Dan, that was the Roland rep. He tagged along, and then it went so well on Wednesday night at Rob's place. We went to Dan's place. We had never seen his gear, and then they had never been to my place. Long story short, that kept on going for many Wednesdays. We didn't really do a lot of playing. We'd play like one song, try each other's guitars. Then after that, it would be more yakking because we were all reps in the music business. Then it went from there, where Dan moved away, and it was just Rob and I looking at each other every Wednesday. We said, well, who else can we invite? Rob said he had another guy that he played in a duo, which would be Sean Reagan, who was the singer in the band. And so we invited him, and we became playing more songs. How Russ got into it is he put some drone videos up, and he was into flying drones. And I saw that on his Facebook page, and I was like, wow, I'd really like to get into that hobby. So I reached out to him. He invited me to his place to learn about drones. And then we got talking, and I told him about the Wednesday night thing. He said, I'd love to host that. And I thought, I don't think Russ is really into what we're doing. And I sort of like put it off. And I came out to his place again when we shared some video on drones. And he again brought it up, said, wow, you still doing the Wednesday night thing? I'd love to host it. I said, yeah, I am. I talked to Sean, I talked to Rob, and they agreed, let's go to Russ's place. We went out and we played all night. It was very little talk. It was just song after song after song after song. We all thought it went well, but we all thought, this may not be Russ's lane. And I was surprised the following Monday when Russ called me and he said, are we getting together on Wednesday?
There you
And
go.
that's where it went from there.
Yeah. That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
What he said.
Now, Russ, why is Bill giving you such a hard time now? Well, why would he think that the stuff that they were doing was not in your lane?
Well, he's right. He's right. He's right. The thing about this actually was kind of fun for me because, I really did check out of pop music back in the 70s. When I played in a lot of bands all through the 60s and 70s. And then, of course, as you know, I got in business. And then I sort of moved a little bit more towards jazz, that type of thing. And I didn't play much of this music. So when I got together with the guys, I thought we were just going to jam on any old thing. But some of these songs were kind of nice. Quite frankly, I'm still learning them. Like the whole thing has turned out to be a great big music and guitar lesson for me, playing with Rob and Bill, because these guys are really, really good players and good on this style of music. So it's been a real benefit to me to be in this band and experience that. And slowly but surely, I'm learning some of these tunes.
What about you, Rob?
He's coming along quite well, actually.
Rob,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, Dave.
I was saying I knew Bill that from his reputation from Quadrants. I knew he was a rock. Now I didn't recognize him right away the first time I saw your band because his hair was longer and jet black, so I didn't recognize him right away. I knew who Russell was. I mean, obviously from jazz and music stuff. And Rob, I've seen him do so many things. So, what would your main genre be then, Rob?
Well, I started out years ago as far as playing in front of people, doing my own progressive rock stuff in the 1980s. Really, I've always worked on the side as a sort of a weekender side man as well, playing everything from country to R&B to anything at all. I came obviously I was the guy that invited Sean along, so I had been doing some duos and trio with him. So luckily for me, I had the advantage of already knowing the songs. Otherwise, I would be like Russ telling you stories about how I'm just learning the songs. He's doing fine, by the way.
Yes.
He's doing really well, actually.
I second that.
And as far as it being a guitar lesson, I think that's definitely going both ways. So yeah, I came along with Sean, and here we are. We're playing a wide variety of music at this point in time. I can kind of dabble in the jazzy direction with Russ, although he would certainly be the expert in that area, and I kind of can dabble on the rock side with Bill, but yeah, I don't have anything really specific.
Well, I'll just tell you, folks.
You just do everything.
I'm a fan. I saw your
Yes,
band perform three
master of
different
none
times.
type.
And I'm a fan. I've been a musician on these bars for 40 odd years, but I never seen anything like I saw with Too Many Guitars, because I know the talent, I know the history, I know there's probably 450 years of experience on that stage. I'm shocked at how well you all work well together. It's very liquid on stage. You each know that what the other person is going to do next, and it seems seamless. And every solo that the folks in the audience are clapping over it, and it's just a lot of fun. And songs that are done right, difficult songs done right with great harmonies, it's so rare, and I'm a fan.
Thank you.
Thanks. It started out as, and I'll refer to this because it was pretty funny. It started out obviously as just like the three of us with Sean, and then Sean brought a bass player. And I remember that first night, Bruce, he's not with us now. Jean-Luc is playing bass, but where Bruce brought some vocals, and then Rob was a little apprehensive, but once Bruce started singing and with Sean, and Rob sort of like came out of his shell, and all of a sudden the three of them are singing. And I remember Russ, because he was so enthusiastic that it was too many guitars. And all of a sudden, Russ said, "Holy jumpers, this has turned into," and Sean's last name being Riggin, he says, "This has turned into the Riggin Tabernacle Choir." So it's become more of a vocal thing than a guitar thing. And I mean, it really has blossomed once we added John on drums, and he was also apprehensive about singing. And then all of a sudden, when he sang one night and added a vocal harmony, we were all like, "Holy geez, you can sing." And it's really taken a whole different dimension to the band. It's really become a really vocal thing. But I mean, still obviously a lot of guitar.
We don't want to change the name now. You can't call it a lot of guitars. It's too many guitars. It's too many guitars for a reason, because in my opinion, you guys are the players of this city, and it's humbling to watch that, just the fun that you're having on stage. There's no pretentiousness. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing. It's a lot of guitars, you're right, but it sounds so good. So tell me a little bit more about. So you have Jean-Luc and John and Sean, right? So Sean Riggins is the singer. John McKim is the drummer. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then Jean-Luc. I don't.
Yes. Yeah. John McKim. Yeah.
Okay. So how did those guys how did those guys get into the band?
Cutting out of it.
John
McKim. I belong to a club, and yeah, well, I can speak on the John McKim side of it. I belong to a club in Dartmouth, and he happened to belong to the same club. It's just an old Dartmouth club down on Lake Banook, and I met him there, and we do a jam every month for the club, and he joined in on the jam, and of course I told him I was playing with this band, and he come out to hear the band, and he kept saying, can I try out for the band? Can I try out for the band? And eventually we did try him out, and he really did a great job, and it was a done deal. So that's the John McKim side of it.
And Jean-Luc, how did he get in?
I can address that. Bruce decided that he had a lot of things. The original bass player, who was also a friend with Sean from Truro, and Sean moved to Truro a year and a half ago, and so he would travel back and forth with Bruce to come to practices and to the gigs. And Bruce just decided that it was too much because he was playing in a few other bands in Truro, and so he decided to opt out. And then Sean, I mean, with all his connections of playing in duos and over the years, he said, I have another friend. He says, great singer. And he says, I've convinced him, who is also a bass player and a fantastic singer. And he said, he's agreed to come down and try and see what, if he likes it. And so that was Jean-Luc, and he also lives in Truro. And so now Sean and Jean-Luc, they both commute from Truro.
Nice. Well, guys, I guess here's my question for you. What do you see Too Many Guitarists doing next? Because I know it's with the other commitments from all you guys. I know Rob's very busy with a couple of projects. I know Jean-Luc is busy with a number of projects. So you're kind of limited to when you can play. Do you see yourselves as like a Saturday Sunday matinee type band, or are you looking to get some stuff happening on the weekends eventually? What's your thoughts? Maybe I'll ask Rob that.
Yeah. Well, yes, we're all busy people for one reason or another, but because I have regular gigs on Friday and Saturday, and Jean-Luc has pretty much regular gigs on Friday and Saturday as well. We really do only have Sunday afternoons, Saturday afternoons. We're available during the week, I guess, but at the same time, I think that works out for everybody. I don't think any of us want to, jump in a 9-passenger van and tour the hotel scene in Atlantic Canada and live on peanut butter sandwiches and craft dinner or anything like that at this stage of the game. So yeah, Saturdays and Sundays, that's pretty much it for us. But if I may as well, the main reason for us being together is this friendship that we've developed, and hanging out on Wednesday night at Russ's place, having a couple beer, telling some lies, complaining about our aches and pains. That's the important part.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That was actually going to be my closing question, Rob. You stole my thunder. So I guess we're limited for time, for how much time we have left. But that's kind of what I wanted to ask is, what are you folks getting out of this? We let's be honest, it's not in for the money. It's certainly it's a fun pastime to do, and I know you all. Well, some of you still have day gigs as well. So in order to do this, why are you doing it now, Rob? You just nailed it. What do you think, Russ? Like, what's your thoughts? Why are you doing this now at this age and stage of your life?
Well, I've been a player all my life, one type of music or another. So, and I really enjoy this, and I really enjoy these guys. We're a real nice combination, all of us, and we enjoy each other's company and just playing tunes with these guys. Quite frankly, I wouldn't care that much if I never played a gig, because if we could still keep together in those Wednesdays and just play some tunes and drink some beer and tell tall tales, it's great.
Awesome.
So that's why I do it.
Bill, why don't you close
Puts
her off?
gas in my tank.
Fair enough. That's fair enough.
I'm the same way. Since I retired, and even when I was in the business as a rep, I don't know, for some reason after Quadrant and after teaching guitar for all those years, I lost interest. Even though I would have a guitar in a stand next to me, and I would rarely pick it up, didn't even have any calluses. And then when I started this thing with Rob on the Wednesday night, and it just instilled something in me and made me pick it up. And now I play it every day for an hour or more. I enjoy the Wednesday nights, just to hang, just the whole process of that, like both Russ and Rob said, just to hang, have a couple beers. I mean, with our past, we have so much to talk about in this music industry, but then it was rewarding to actually see, well, hey, it's sort of cool. We can go out and play gigs. experience. And like you say, we're certainly not in it for the money. It actually normally probably costs us money to go play. But it's a really great hang. It's in some great guys. And I mean, for me to be surrounded like with the talent of Russ and Rob, just on guitar on that end, and not to leave out the other guys in the band, but the vocals. I mean, it's just, it's a learning experience for me like that I've never had before.
Well, straight up, you guys all have an opportunity to see Too Many Guitars on the 2nd of June at the Capitol Sports Bar. Can you guys maybe each want to sing out a couple of these tunes? What can folks expect to hear? Like, what kind of music are we listening to on Sunday afternoon with Too Many Guitars on the 2nd of June? Some of your favorites. Rob?
Go ahead, Rob.
Well, I'm surprised Bill didn't mention that I have joined the dark side and become a singer as well as one of the Too Many guitar players. Well, I guess he did in a way.
Yeah, I did.
But we're doing Reeling in the Years by Steely Dan. That's one of the ones that I'm singing that I'm really enjoying doing. There's some R&B tunes from the 1970s that I really like playing. I don't want to mention them all. Let somebody else talk.
Rosanna, Toto, Ride Like the Wind. Just added some of these recently. A little more complicated tunes, but I mean, they're still like, Clapton. What else, Rob?
Yeah, but we're doing like Whiter Shade of Pale. We're doing This Masquerade, which is a George Benson hit. Those are fun tunes to play because you don't hear a lot of people playing those tunes really. So those are great tunes.
Fair to say that it'd be worth it for folks to show up on the 2nd of June then, because they're going to hear some songs that they probably haven't heard for a long time or ever properly with Too Many Guitars. Because again, there's a lot of parts. Go ahead.
We've tried to like stay away from the mainstay that a lot of bands do. Like we're not doing like a Sweet Home Alabama or a Johnny B. Good and all those traditional songs that you would normally hear. And not that they're bad tunes, and not that people enjoy them still and get up and dance. We're playing like different stuff than that. I mean, still big hits, just not the traditional stuff I guess that you would hear.
Any closing thoughts, gentlemen? We'll call her a night here. Russ, anything you want to add in for a closing thought?
No, not particularly. I hope we have a nice crowd on this gig. It'll be our first one, and I hope it's really successful and maybe something we can come back for fairly regular visits, if it goes well. So I would say to everybody who might see this, come on out and let's have some fun.
Rob?
Here, same thing for me. Come on out. It's we just have fun. It's just going to be a fun afternoon. So come say hello.
Perfect. And Bill?
Same thing. It's just a joy to play with these guys, and again, hopefully everybody will show up. We're starting to get a little bit of a following, and hopefully this will continue. And yeah, come on down, say hi, and hope to see you there.
There you go, folks. We hope to see you on the 2nd of June, Capitol Sports Club, 6300 Lady Hammond Road, with Too Many Guitars. We have half of them here. The other half will be there on Sunday. It's a place where you can have some drinks, have some fun. You can dance. These guys are, again, it's been my honor to talk to you all because I'm a huge fan, and I really love the respect that you all have for each other. And I've seen a couple of posts online. It's the kind of guys you want to hang around with. So I understand why the Wednesday night hangs are important, but now you all get to get a Sunday afternoon hang with Too Many Guitars. So with that, we're going to close off. Thank you very much, guys. We're going to see you on the 2nd of June. We really appreciate it. And thanks for your time tonight.
Thanks, Dave.
All right. Okay. I'm going to sign up.
Thanks very much, Dave.
Thanks,
Oh,
Dave.
my pleasure. My pleasure. All right.